Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my experience beating my first medium demon. Now, fair warning, my baby brother is loud, so you might hear him in the background screaming or whatever. That's just him talking, don't worry about that. Just so that y'all are not wondering what that is in the background, that's him. Now, as I was saying, today I'm going to be talking about my experience beating my first medium demon, Purple Haze. Now, surprisingly, it didn't take me that long to beat. It only took me about 2 days, which is, in my opinion, pretty good for a first medium demon, and pretty good for a beginner medium demon, too. But, let's talk about each part specifically, okay? So, the first part's pretty easy, just basic cube gameplay, nothing really that difficult, nothing really much. Now, the first ship section was actually a little difficult for me, since I don't have the best control over the ship, so I had to practice it a good amount. If I remember correctly from how I felt after playing it, or practicing it, whichever one you want to say, it took somewhere around 20-30 minutes in my opinion, and I had to learn a good click pattern for it. And while making the level, I thought about dropping it a couple times just because it was giving me that much trouble at first that I was just like, do I really want to continue this? I'm not sure. But as you can tell, it paid off as I put out a completion video of it. And after I got used to that, it was onto the wave. For that part, at the time I was like, how could this be medium demon difficulty? Because to me it didn't look that difficult, and it wasn't that difficult at first. Now, after a few attempts of me dying to just a couple places that really it was just a skill issue for me, I tried to go for the coin. Now, in my mind, what I was thinking is, alright, whatever, I'm gonna die. But I actually did it. And that includes the fact that it was upside down wave, which at the time I was still not that good at. So it was impressive to me that I managed to get that first try. Now, after I got that, and after I practiced it some more, it was pretty much just me learning moving objects and where to go when they moved and such, and just remembering and not being bad at the game. So after that, when it comes to the UFO part, I kind of died immediately. When I first got to the UFO part, after I made it past the wave part with little confidence, I didn't realize that there were going to be teleport portals there. So, I immediately died from that because I was not expecting that. So after that, I got back to it. You know, the wave was still giving me like some issues, mainly just skill on my part that I was having problems with. But I just had to remember where to click on sometimes and just start reading it. The portals were a little difficult until I got to this specific mini portal. Now, ask me why I thought I should click there. I don't know. But in my mind, what I thought was portal equals click. So, what did I do 90% of the time when I got to that mini portal? I clicked. And I died because you weren't supposed to click there. I had to practice the UFO also a couple of times until I managed to finally stick in my head, don't click in the mini portal. So after that part, I went through it a few times, took a little bit more practice, and after a few more tries, I got it. Then, I got to the spider part. Now, the spider part was really easy for me, because I am good at spider, and spider is my favorite game mode. Don't you dare go over there judging how. I know your least favorite game mode is spider, because I watch your videos, okay? Now, in the spider area, there was one particular part that I died to purely because there was a invisible spike next to the gear, and I didn't know it was there, so I was all relaxed until I died to nothing. And then I turned on hitboxes just to discover that invisible spike. Now, in my opinion, at the time, I felt like it was unfair. And I felt like it should be moved a little bit to the right, which I still think it's a little too close, or far away from the gear. I still think it should be moved a little bit away from it, to the right, you know? Now, no offense to the creator did an awesome job with everything in their level. I'm just saying, that part was just like, it's a little off. Now, I guess it is a medium demon, so it's supposed to be a little difficult, but still. Anyways, after I got that part down and remembered to click a little bit earlier on that, I made it to the robot part. That part, I struggled with a little bit and had to practice it some, mainly because on some jumps I had to remember to hold completely and others only to tap slightly or to only hold it for a few seconds. And there was only one jump that I had to remember to jump specifically at a specific time and hit the orb at a very specific time, otherwise I wouldn't make it. After that, I got to the duels. Now, the duels are on the complete other side of the equation, because they took time to learn. Lots and lots of time to learn. Now, if I'm being honest, I thought this and I still think this. I feel like that's probably the main reason why it's actually a medium demon instead of an easy demon, because of that duel specifically. I'm not saying that the rest of the level isn't hard, I'm just saying that was probably the hardest part, and that's probably the main reason why it's a medium demon. And it took me about 30 minutes to an hour to get each part individually, just because of it's asymmetrical, you know? Now, it probably wasn't like 30 minutes, it was probably like 20 minutes each, but if you count it like in total, it probably took like 2 hours to learn the whole thing, maybe 3. But then there was the very short ball part in between the two duels. This part gave me so much trouble for no reason. I was just bad at it. There was no, like, I struggle with ball. There was no, it was timings. I was just bad at clicking at the right time. That's all it was. Now, if I play it now, I thought I would still be bad at it. Apparently, though, I have the hang of it now. And, I don't know, it was just difficult for me. And then there was the second duel part, which, at first, made absolutely zero sense to me. And the reason for that was I wasn't expecting it to still be the ball game mode. And also, when I was practicing, and I was like, what in the world is this? Like, I was not prepared for how much you had to practice it. Now, I did have to practice it for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I prefer not to say straight, but I don't know. I don't know the exact time. Time kind of goes differently when you're playing a game that you enjoy, you know? But after practicing for a little while, I wasn't terrible at it anymore. I wasn't, like, the best at it, but I wasn't the worst at it. So then after that, I decided, how about I practice from 48%, which is the beginning of the duel, to the end of the level, 100%. And I actually managed to do it. I got to the end. I did it because I was only thinking, like, oh, just practice from 48% to the end of the duel, like, in a hole between the ball part and then the asymmetrical duel part. I was just like, I'll probably just make it through there and just whatever, you know. I actually beat it from the beginning of the duel all the way to the end of the level, which I kind of impressed myself by, you know. I was like, okay. I wasn't expecting that, you know. After that, it's pretty simple. I practiced the entire level a couple times too at that point, so I had already known what to do for most of the rest of the level. Now, this specific robot jump right here, I knew I was gonna die to it, and I died to it, and that upset me because I knew that I wouldn't make it past that first try. And I was I was mad. But besides that, after I made it past that, most of the level was pretty easy until I decided to go for this specific coin in the UFO part because I decided, hey, why not? I might as well try. I died trying at 83%. You know, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing, you know. Just dying there, you know, that's fine. I was really upset. Let's just say that. Now, after that, I made it to the end, and I beat it. But right before I got to the end, as you can see right here, as I'm flying in the ship, for some reason, I thought that I was the normal gravity, which I clearly wasn't, and I don't know why I thought I was, but I almost hit these two saws, and at the last minute, I realized, and I let go, and I somehow survived, and at that point I was panicking, so I kind of lost control, which is why in the completion, if you watched that video, you can see that I was kind of all over the place. Now, it was actually a really fun level, and in the end, it was really fun to learn, to be, experience, just everything in total. It was even a really good first medium demon, unless you're bad at asymmetrical, or no, terrible at it, which then I wouldn't recommend it as your first medium demon. But I did end up finding the level really enjoyable and fun. And in the end, I ended up actually friending the creator, and he ended up thanking me for playing his level, which I was actually surprised by, because I didn't think I'd be recognized, because I'm almost never recognized. But other than that, the level was great, the gameplay was amazing, the decoration was good, it was better than good, but, you know, the only, like, criticism that I have, but because I don't really have any, the only one that I probably have is that one invisible spike at the gear at that first spider part. Just move it over maybe just a little bit, you know, because like you don't know it's there because you see the gear on the ground, so it's kind of, you kind of can't sight read that unless you actually die there, or you just get lucky and accidentally click early. But other than that, it was a awesome experience, and I hope more of the creators' levels get rated, Rain999, if you're wondering the name of the creator. I hope more of their levels get rated, and if you're watching, you definitely deserve it. But other than that, that's how I felt about my first medium demon. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see y'all either if I'm streaming on my birthday, which is today, because that's when I'm putting the video out. So unless I've already streamed, I'm gonna be streaming today, but I might have already streamed, I don't know, that's in the future for when I'm making this right now. And this is also my first scripted video, so I hope I didn't sound like robotic. Of course I didn't read right off the script, but you know, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and if you want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and like it. That lets me know that it was enjoyable, and subscribe if you just like my content in general. You don't have to, but I'd like it if you did. Just saying. But I hope that it was okay. I hope that it wasn't terrible for my first scripted video, and I'll see you all in the next one.